I pulled Cartithia when the update dropped, and I don't know if I'm sure if I want anyone else that's been announced. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Well, I think I wanted Frolova more than Cartithia. I don't know if, like, okay, we'll take a minute to talk about the Doom posting. Number one, Marco even said that what he did was Doom posting. So I don't think it's really an argument to talk about if it was Doom posting or not. Because here's the thing, you are allowed to Doom post about the game you're playing if you're worried about the future direction, which is what he was talking about. And even though that's still Doom posting, like, you know, you're allowed to Doom post like that. The Doom posting I don't like is obviously the Brant Doom posting, where people were like, Brant is bad, Brant's gonna be hard to build, Brant only will buff Changli, Brant is predatory, Brant, you know, doesn't do damage. Like, that kind of stuff that was just actually wrong still persists to this day because of the wrong information from Doom posting, despite the fact that most people who play Brant solo. So the investment is not that much when you consider that, you know, they're building one character and one character only, right? Anyway. So that's the type of Doom posting I don't like. I think, like, whenever you're just talking about the direction of the game and what direction it's going, I think you're allowed to do that. Now, that being said, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if they give Frolova a redemption arc, because there are a lot of different types of media that have redemption arcs in them, and they're well written, and that's the point. As long as the redemption arc is well written, that's all that really matters in this case, when you think about it, right? Now, if she has a redemption arc. I think just the simple existence of a redemption arc doesn't make a story better or worse. The same way that the existence of somebody dying in the story, a major character death, doesn't make the story better or worse. Right? It's how it's written into the story, if it makes sense in the story, and if it adds to the over thematic of the story. In this case, we have to remember that the main theme of Wuthering Waves is humanity and the fight of humanity against things that are ending civilization. In this case, the Thronodian. So the actual evil enemy in this game is the Thronodian, not Frolova. Frolova is a human, and the whole point of understanding and believing in humanity is that people are allowed to have redemption arcs. And so if they it's more likely that Frolova will have a redemption arc for that sheer reason that the theme is humanity and the persistence of humanity, right? And so it would be more likely that she would have a redemption arc and less likely that people just randomly die. Now, if people want to understand that way or not, that's fine, but, like, that's just what the story is telling. And in fact, if they just made people die out of nowhere, it would, like, that wouldn't be this theme. That would be the theme of nihilism. Now, a lot of good stories do have themes of nihilism. I know a lot of people love Tokyo Ghoul, and it's a very nihilistic type story, but this game is not nihilistic. That's the whole point. This game's meaning is actually the opposite, that life has meaning. It's the opposite story it's trying to tell. Actually. So, that's why I don't believe, like, people will die, and that's why I believe that certain characters might have redemption arcs. Now, once again, if they do it poorly, which I think is what Marco's problem is if they do it poorly and just suddenly she's nice and, you know, Rover rizzed her, so everything's cool. Like, yeah, that would suck. Because that's like a harem trope thing, right? That, oh, this person was fighting you, but because you rizzed them so hard, now they are in love with you, so good days, right? This round is going so poorly. But anyway, right? Like, if that's the case, then yeah, I can understand. Like, that would suck ass. But, like, you know, if they actually write a thoughtful redemption arc for her, then I think it's fine, in my opinion. Like, her just having a redemption arc isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm a big fan of redemption arcs since Avatar: The Last Airbender. They give her that. Right? See, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, you know, there have been plenty of media where a redemption arc is perfectly fine, where a morally gray or even just morally black character has turned to the good side or partially the good side, and that's the point. Based on vibes I get, funny you say that because I feel like she'll get both redemption and death, kind of like Madara, but that's just my delusion story. That'd be kind of crazy. How crazy are they going to do? I'm just, you know, in my opinion, right? Like, this is not a very nihilistic story, so it's wrong to say, like, people should die, we should feel, like, depression and lost all the time, right? Like, if it was a more nihilistic story, maybe, but since it's not, I think it's perfectly fine if, like, people don't die. I thought I dodged that, but I had no stamina. Give me my shield. I don't care. I actually hit her. But like I said, like, that kind of doom posting is perfectly fine because it's not like saying factually wrong things. They're just giving their opinion. And it's obviously a subjective opinion. So, like, right? Like, I don't like stories where villains become good guys, right? And that's perfectly fine. She should stay morally black or morally gray. That's perfectly fine, too. These are subjective things, though, in terms of story writing. However, the one thing I disagreed with, obviously, was the insinuation. Oh, I did it. Was the insinuation that, like, having them have a redemption arc is bad story writing, because that is just simply incorrect, right? A very good example was Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was a very good example. I like that one. It took 5 minutes, but we did it, folks. Is that the TikTok? I'm happy I could do it under an hour. That was great. Obviously, I just need to yap the whole time. Guys, I actually yapped Lorelei to death. If you guys ever question my mastery of yapping, alright? There you go. I literally yapped Lorelei to death. She's like, please stop. Oh my god. Well, let's go. Don't worry, guys. It's just for the talk. I need all 4 of these to be 37 with Brant, alright? It's for the talk.